All right, I think we're good. So tonight's presentation is about branding and what it means to brand yourself, particularly in social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever media outlet you choose to use. I use Facebook primarily. I've never tweeted a thing in my life, and I do have Instagram, although I'm not very good at it. I spend most of my time on Facebook. So the first thing I want to do is just talk about Facebook 101. And I want you to think about Facebook as kind of your storefront. So like if you're walking downtown and you're passing a store, what is going to make you want to go into that store? If it's open and it looks welcoming, right? So that's how your Facebook should look. It should always be open with a smile, just like that, all right? I want you guys to think about what you're posting on Facebook and remember that everything needs to be positive. So if you're having a bad day, if you're sick as a dog, I don't care, find a positive spin to it. So if you have the worst day ever at work, at least you can post, I had a terrible day, but I have a great family that I'm coming home to. Or if you're sick, you can say, I'm sick, but at least I've got my warm, comfy bed and some chicken noodle soup to, make me happier. There's gotta be a positive spin at all times. And the reason for that is because without even realizing it, you're branding yourself with every single post you make. So the other thing I want you guys to think about is what you're posting every day. People will get sick very quickly of seeing the same things day in and day out. So it can't always be Beachbody, no matter how bad you want it to be. Similarly, if you're always posting about your job, people will just start scrolling through that. Or if you're always posting about your kids, they'll go, oh, there's more pictures of the kids. So what I want you to do is think about 10 different things about yourself, at least 10, there can be more, and rotate all those things through your posts. So I'll give you an example, because without even realizing it, I had branded myself for a couple things. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a Beachbody coach, I'm a Christian. I guess I probably should have put that first. I'm a respiratory therapist, I like dogs, I like accessories. See, I got my earrings on right now. I'm an Ohio State fan. Yeah. Go Bucks. I am on the PTO at my daughter's school, and most people know that I'm in love with The Rock as well. And so when something comes up, I just want to give a little example there. Something comes up with The Rock on it, people tag me in it, and they'll say it. So without even realizing it, I branded myself that way for something kind of silly, but that's okay, right? So another Facebook 101 thing, like on your like page, in your description, you don't have to necessarily say that you're a Beachbody coach. Instead, say something like you're a fitness and health consultant. So that'll take away anybody's preconceived notions that you might be trying to sell someone something right off the bat. Does that make sense? So I also want you to remember to be interested in other people more than you're interested in being interesting. I know I use the word interesting a lot right there, but you have to also know what other people are doing and not just trying to get people to look at your things, okay? So open up a dialogue with whatever you post and encourage people to comment on that. That's what that little comment box is for on Facebook, guys. So let's talk about branding and exactly what is it. Let's get into the meat of this now. So I'm going to read you guys something, okay? It says the American Marketing Association defines a brand as a name, term, sign, symbol, or design, or a combination of them intended to identify the goods and services of one seller or group of sellers and to differentiate them from those of other sellers. What's that mean? I don't know. I read that and I was like mumbo jumbo. So let's talk about what branding actually is. Okay. Can you see that slide? I hope so. So there are certain things that you should think of right away when you see these pictures, right? We all know what the Coca-Cola symbol is. Those golden arches, we know that's McDonald's. That's bad. Who's that lady in the middle? That's one of Jamie Dulce's favorite ladies right there, right, Jamie? That's the Starbucks girl. We know Facebook, we know Apple, and we know Nike. Just do it, right? So those things are unmistakable because they've been so well branded. So let's talk about, for a second, what happens, first of all, if you don't brand yourself. Well, first and foremost, your marketing is going to be very generic. I want you to write this down if you have a pen. People do not join network marketing companies, they join people. I'm going to say it again. People do not join network marketing companies, they join people. The people that you attract are the ones that you want to join your team. They're not joining Beachbody as a whole, they're joining you because they trust you. So if you don't brand yourself properly, you're going to attract people that you just simply don't relate to. I mean, think about it. Would you want to buy something from someone that you don't know or you've never met or you don't trust? No, of course you wouldn't. The third thing is that coaching is not very fun. If you feel like you're facing an uphill battle, you'll struggle to hit your goals. One of the biggest reasons I think that people struggle in network marketing is because they're too busy trying to promote their company's brand and not themselves. Now, I've done this 100 times over, so if you have to, don't feel bad, because when you're promoting something, you just want to shout that from the rooftops, right? We automatically assume that that's the best strategy, is to be like, Beachbody, 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 and put it in everyone's face. But the problem with that is that that's what everyone else is doing. So you need to set yourself apart in some way. And that's why you need to brand yourself. So that will lead us to why should you brand yourself. Uh-oh, I hear someone's music. There we go, thanks. Well, for starters, your marketing is going to be so much easier and so much fun if you do properly brand yourself. You'll attract customers and coaches that are perfect for you. They'll be like-minded with the same things that you're into, and that's going to help form that deeper connection with your team, your coaches that are on your team, and with your customers. And then keep in mind that if you have a customer that trusts you, you're going to get a repeat customer, right? And when you get repeat customers, you get a successful business. So that's really what it's all about. We all want a successful business, right, guys? Let's see. So next, let's figure out, how do you go about branding yourself? So in order to brand yourself, you have to first figure out who you are. So I want you guys, I know most of us have probably played a Wii before, right? So what's the first thing you do when you set up that Wii? You created an avatar, right? And you made that avatar look like you. Mine probably still has long hair on our Wii, but that's neither here nor there. So what about your avatar is going to catch someone's eye? If you want to attract people like you, you have to figure out what you're attracted to as well. So think about when you're scrolling through your Facebook. What articles do you stop and click on to read? What links do you click on? What fan pages or groups are you members on Facebook? What kind of hobbies do you have? That's the kind of thing that you need to think about in order to brand yourself. Kind of what we talked about in the beginning of the call when I asked you to think about 10 different things about yourself. That's how you figure out what your brand is going to be. Oh, and then also I have pro tip there. Check out the sponsored ads that pop up on your Facebook. You know, those ones that say sponsored ads, and there'll be a little like thumbs up sign that you can sort of click on if you want to. Facebook targets us. They send us those ads for a reason. It's because of the things that we post on Facebook. So sometimes Facebook knows us better than what we know ourselves. And so that's just another way for you to figure out what your brand is. Although I'll be honest, sometimes things pop up and I'm like, OMG, why is that popping up there? It'll be like, dating stuff, and I'm happily married, so I don't need to look at that, but that's just another side note. I digress, you guys. So continuing on how to brand yourself. In step one, we figured out who you are. So step two, you got to figure out, who is that avatar? That avatar that we just talked about creating for yourself. You want to know, what are their fears? What would inspire them? What worries do they have, and what keeps them up at night? Just for a few examples. So if your avatar is a representation of yourself, then do yourself a favor and ask yourself those very questions that you see on your screen. The reason is that's going to help you relate to a potential customer, because if you have those same feelings, they're in turn going to have the same feelings too. And I'm sure most of you have probably experienced that at some point in time, right? I'd say yes. Let's see here. So the third, The third step is all about consistency. Once you are branding yourself, you have to add value. And you have to do that consistently. For example, you don't post your workout one day. Don't say, guess what? I did the 21-day fix today. I feel great. And then never, ever discuss it again. Sorry, my dogs are running through the house. That's probably super loud. People are going to get confused if they don't see you consistently posting the same types of things. So you can consistently post all about yourself, but rotate through those different things like I had mentioned before. And then, keep in mind, not everybody who sees your posts are going to know who you are, right? My Facebook profile is public, so anybody can see it if somebody comments on it or if somebody likes it. Those people don't know who I am. So they have no idea what I do as a coach or what coaching is. They don't know if I'm good at it or not. So that's why it's vital for you to be able to get your skill set out there and let people know that you have a skill set. So then think about your skills and your talents and what knowledge you have, okay? So maybe one of your skills is that you know the 21-day fix book front to back, cover to cover, because you have used it so many times. That's a good thing to have, right? Or when someone's asking you questions about it, you can answer. You can say, go to page 70 and 71 of that book and you'll find out about Restaurant Guide. That's my skill. I know that book well. So what other talents might you have? Maybe you are really, really good at meal prep and you can bust out a week's worth of your meals within an hour. That's something people are going to need help with, right? How many times have you heard people say, I don't have time to prep. That takes way too much energy and time. You can give them little ways to, make that faster and more concise for them. Or maybe if you're like me, I've done a lot of Beachbody programs, which is great. You don't necessarily have to have done it. If you have that knowledge, then put that on. You can make recommendations with that knowledge in mind. Just whatever. Make sure you're speaking directly to your own avatar that we talked about. Talk to your customers and your friends like you would want them to talk to you. So if I have someone who approaches me about a question or a program or joining the team, whatever it is, I'm going to talk to them in a similar way that I would talk to Jamie, for example, as my friend. I'm not going to try to be super duper professional, but I'm not going to, you just want to be friendly. That makes sense what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to cuss at you, Jamie, but just keep it real.
You have to know
whatever.
How you know?
Can everyone mute the line for me, please?
How do you delete it?
I'm trying to mute them and I can't seem to do it.
Sometimes then and they do that to you.
Sounds like an interesting conversation though, huh? Here, I think it's a phone line. Let me try to do it. Okay. So, where was I? Don't undervalue what you know, you guys. You have knowledge and value that you bring to the table, and it's so important for you to realize that and to be consistent with that and to be confident enough to let that value known to other people. I can't stress that enough. If you fumble too much or say, oh, I don't really know, I'm pretty new, that's okay. You can be new. But say, hey, you know what, I'm new at this, but my coach, Christine, she's been doing this for a little while. So let's get on a three-way conversation with her and we can all figure it out together. There's something you can do. All of us, we're a big team. We can figure it out together, okay? So now, I think, is that my last slide? It was. So I wanted to have a moment where we're going to do a little activity here at the end. But keep in mind that social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they want to hear what you have to say. So if you're not building your own brand, then your business, I promise you, will suffer. So if you want your business to succeed, then you're going to have to connect to social media and start building those relationships. For some people, it might be really outside their comfort zone. That's okay, but you have to get outside your comfort zone in order to make this business work. If it were just about selling challenge packs, we could all do that, but it's not. It's about those relationships, and you have to keep that in mind. You want to help people. And on that note, I want to say that, you know, you can help people without necessarily expecting something in return. So our free clean eating challenge is the perfect way to do that. We expect nothing in return from those customers, but we are giving them a lot of value, right? A meal plan, an exercise guide, all kinds of prizes at the end, for Pete's sake. That is the value. So if you keep doing that consistently, people are going to want to come back to you. They're going to want to help you out in your business because you help them for no good reason other than to just help them. Never lose touch with someone. I think it says it takes what, like 5 exposures for someone to actually really want to do something. So keep posting and keep following up with people. You have to have some sort of system to track it. The Power of Threes is a great way. I have a big, huge notebook of the way I keep track of it, and that's worked well for me. But just think about that and remember your contacts, because when a new opportunity comes up, they're still going to be there for you. So I'm hoping you guys have a pen and paper, and I want you to list 10 different things that you could do to brand yourself. And I'm hoping that one of you brave souls will unmute yourself and give me some of your examples that you use. I gave you some of mine. OSU, The Rock, PTO, mom, wife, I work out, what else? My accessories. Without even realizing it, I like shoes. And so sometimes if people see some cool shoes, they'll show me those too. So that's just another way that I have branded myself. You want people to think of you and think of something. So what do you got? Who wants to share? Do you need me to unmute you?
Don't unmute us all, then everyone will be loud.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm unmuted. I unmuted because I wanted to say something, but I always talk, so I'll give it one more second. If a newer coach or somebody else wants to add something, now's your chance.
Ladies
Okay,
first.
here I go.
Ladies first.
Oh,
How many did you say you wanted us to list?
10?
Yeah, 10. I want you guys to think of 10 different things. So when you're posting on Facebook, you can come up with different ways to brand yourself. So if you have any, just go ahead and shout them out.
Well, hey guys, it's Coach Sally here. I'm a diamond coach on the team. For those of you who don't know who I am, Christine said 10. I got 5, so I'm going to throw those out there. I've been working on my brand for a couple years now, and hearing this call makes me realize I have some fine tuning that I could probably do. But I am a full-time college student, so I can stop that. So I can connect with other students from my university. Stop. And I am studying public relations, so I can continue to network with more, it's my dog and his chew toy, some more people in the public relations field. I have a German Shepherd, so I have connected with a lot of people on Facebook through German Shepherd rescue communities. I also volunteer, so that's a good, that's worked for me. And I'm affiliated with the Navy. So a lot of my people, a lot of my, prospects and customers, I have a couple coaches who are military. That's been a big thing for me. So you'll see a lot of posts about the military from me on my own Facebook page. And I like to cook, so that's another part of my branding. But that's all I got.
That was perfect, Sally. Those are all great things. I loved it.
Thanks.
Mabel, were you about to say something too?
I think I got a few. Let's see. I'm an adoptive mom, huge Fighting Irish fan, and Navy wife, working mom. I know the 21-day fix meal plan front to back. So I advocate that a lot on my fitness page, and actually love fitness. So on my like page, you'll see me posting a lot of videos about me doing my programs.
That's perfect. And do you see, you guys, when you come up with different things, you can, like Mabel and Sally don't both constantly post Beachbody, and Sally's not always posting pictures of her dog or, you know, Navy stuff or all these different things that we mentioned. You guys rotate it up, right? So people stay interested in what you're doing as well.
Yeah. I try to mix it up between fitness and, you know, meal planning, like you said, what I've eaten, recipes. Every once in a while, I'll plug in some, a little bit of inspiration, motivation, or advice.
And that's perfect. I love that. And then the other thing, you know, people want to know who you are. They want to get to know you as a person as well. So don't be afraid to post pictures of, you know, what you're doing with your family on, you know, whatever day it happens to be. That's okay too. Obviously, people want to know that too. Anybody else? Is it making a little bit more sense now what it means to brand yourself?
I'll go, Christine.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I want to add a couple tips here. I love what you said at the beginning about people join people and people do not join Beachbody. I think it's really important for new coach. You know, there's a few new coaches on this call. It's really important to understand that because it's a little bit counterintuitive. You think you're joining Beachbody, so you need to be promoting Beachbody, and people are going to love that and join your team because of that. But it is a little bit of that, but it's really more about you and like who you are as a person. Like, are they attracted to you? Do they want to join your team? Do they want you to mentor them? That is what is going to cause them to join, especially as a coach, but even as a customer as well. I was actually talking with Jonathan Schlinger before this call about that, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, Shakeology is probably the best shake on the market, but the fact of the matter is somebody could come along with a better shake, and that wouldn't matter because of who we are, you know, as a team. We have an awesome team here. We have an awesome community. So it really doesn't matter if somebody comes along with a better fitness program or a better shake, right? These are the products that we've gotten our results with. So that's what we are recommending to others. And I love how Sally says she's been working on her branding for a couple of years because you new coaches on here, you may feel a little bit intimidated by all this information. But the fact is, unless you are someone who has a very strong niche in a particular area, you know, like for example, let's say you're, I don't know, a boxer or something like that. So you're a professional boxer. And so then you're a Beachbody coach. So everything you post, like everything kind of goes towards boxing or something like that. Unless you have some niche like that, it's going to be very hard for you to come up very quickly with, you know, how exactly you're going to market yourself.
Right.
So it takes a while. So I just want to tell you guys to be patient with this process, and it'll come to you over time. So just my list here is I'm a Georgia Tech fan, not in any particular order. Georgia Tech fan, drummer, husband, dad. I'm into, you know, natural and organic foods. I'm an adopted dad, Cub Scout leader, and I'm into fitness. And you know, one thing I realized the other day is like I was when I was doing some of my Facebook ads, targeting them towards people with master's degrees because I have a master's degree. Any sort of things like that you can think that, you know, you have in common with people. That's how you build rapport, is by, you know, definition of rapport is having something in common with somebody. So think about those types of things that you have in, that are unique to you and that you can, I guess, have in common with other people.
Right, because those are the people you're going to relate to, and those are the people who are going to relate to you in turn. So definitely think about yourself and all your interests too. And I want to take a quick minute too, just to mention there are social media experts all over, you know, Facebook who can help you do that. And Shalene Johnson is is a perfect example of that. She's the Instagram queen. She's the Facebook queen. And she's a Beachbody queen too, let's be honest. So she's a great person to learn from as well if you follow her on Facebook or Instagram. Did anyone have questions? Did it make any kind of sense to you?
I think all the information is very helpful. I'd love, not to like interrupt on any of the questions, but I'd love to hear some of the branding ideas from some of our new coaches. Everybody who's spoke is diamond or above. So now is the time to get some really good feedback. So I'm calling out all the new people hiding behind the mute button. Give us a couple. You don't have to repeat, put off. We only have a couple minutes left, probably 7 minutes, but you don't have to give us your full list, but let us know like what you have on your list right now.
That's so funny you said that, Sally, because like Cliff on this call right now, just from seeing what Cliff has posted on Facebook, I know some of what his branding is, even if he doesn't. So I would like to hear what Cliff has to say.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get in on this. But yeah, I mean, I love Georgia Tech. Actually, I don't like Ohio State. I don't know if I've branded that way or not, but
You mentioned it a time or two.
maybe a time or two. But now I think it's funny because I feel like I've done this prior even to becoming a coach, but I love Jesus. I mean, and I try to let that shine through a lot in my Facebook, and I've been doing that for years. I'm a musician. I'm a music educator. I work with we also work with college kids at our church too. So just helping mentor them in kind of a funny time of life. So those are just a couple of things that I could think of, right now, and I don't know. And so I'm interested. Okay, you said, because you are friends with me on my personal page. So what things would you say?
You already said it. I knew you were a football fan. I know you don't like my Buckeyes. I knew you were a Christian dad. I knew that, you were a Christian. I knew that you were a band director, and I knew that you were a musician, just from those things. And you do a really nice job when you're posting, and I don't even know if it's intentional or not, but you don't always talk about the same things. You do talk about Beachbody sometimes, but you talk about all those aspects of your life. So that goes back to that very first slide where you need to be an open book kind of. You need to be that open storefront, your Facebook does. And you do a nice job at that too.
And I think that's perfect. It goes to speak about how natural it was just happening. Christine had us list 10 things. I think naturally people generally pick, 3 to 6 to kind of really focus on, because that's who we are as that's who I am as a person, these things that I listed. So don't sit and struggle to come up with things. Be who you are and put that on paper and do that, because the people who you want to work with are the people who get that. You connected them with one of those things, and that's the important part. And Cliff didn't even have to struggle to do that.
It's funny, the people that know me, if you ask them, all I talk about is Beachbody now. And, but I mean, it's obvious I don't, but because it's new, they, that's the impression I get from the people that know me, personally.
And that, you know what, Cliff, that's okay. You're going to get that sometimes where people will say that, but it's okay. They'll get over it.
Yeah, sure. And it's, but it's working. I mean, people are starting to contact me, because they know that's what I do.
What I love about your post about Beachbody, Cliff, is that when you post, all you're really doing is saying, like, this worked amazing for me, and I just highly recommend that you do it. It's just like you just saw the most awesome movie and you want other people to see it, and that's really all you do, and I love that.
Yeah, I try not to be contrived. So
yeah, you're not being salesy at all,
No, and that's the key. That's what the difference is between being salesy and just telling it like it is, really. Like Stuart just said, if you go out and see a great movie, you tell people, hey, I just saw this really good movie. You should go see it too. Or I just had the best customer service from, wherever. I'm really impressed by that, or you ate at a great restaurant. Here's what I ate. It's the same thing. And that's not salesy at all. That's just saying what worked for you that day. Right. Okay. Now, did anyone have a question? Because that was it. That's all I had for you guys tonight. And I think
I don't know if you guys saw the Melanie Mitro video the other day. She was saying that if you want to fail as a coach, like, overanalyze what you're posting and stuff. And I love what Sally said a few minutes ago. Don't overanalyze. Just be yourself and just post, and you'll get better at these things over time.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Melanie hit that one right on the head, didn't she?
She called me out. And that's what it's all about, is I think no matter where we are in this business, you can only grow and learn when you realize like what you're doing wrong. Barbie Decker, she had, super successful, but she still talks about things that she's learning about and things that she's made mistakes on. Just know that everybody has made mistakes. Everyone came into this business knowing exactly the same thing, nothing. And you have to take the material and roll with it. And that means continuing to learn and make mistakes and then make improvements so you don't make the same mistake again. You make a different mistake in a different area, then you can learn. But don't be afraid to make mistakes and, get into it.
Exactly. You can't learn if you don't make mistakes, and everyone continues to do that. And Barbie still says she makes mistakes. Of course she does. We're human, so it's okay. You just got to learn from them.
Yep, exactly. And it's like a kid touching a hot stove. You tell the kid, hey, the stove's hot, don't touch it. Well, they don't really figure it out and learn until the hand is on the stove. Oh, crap, that was hot. I think people, need to go through those problems to kind of really realize like what's on the other side of them. So
absolutely, it gets better, it gets easier.
Yeah, I know.
For sure. Well, okay, guys, I know there's only about 2 minutes left, so if nobody has any other questions, I guess that's it. Right, Stuart?
Thank you very much, Christine. That was awesome. Awesome job. And we will do this call again in 2 weeks, but next week we'll do the 21 Day Fix Extreme webinar. So thank you again, Christine. That was awesome.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you guys for listening.
Kudos to everybody who made the call. Good job.
Night.
Night, everyone.
Now, how do I stop this then?
It'll stop automatically. Jamie and I will call you and we'll talk you through it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because that was a lot of help the first time, right?
I can brand myself as not being tech savvy. How's that?
I almost offered to come over.
I know.
I was worried.
It was nice. Good job.
I wish I was at that status. Yeah, I'll be right there.
I know. Be right over.
Yeah, in 8 hours, Sally.
I know.
Okay, you guys. Good night.
Night, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
It's going to close any second now.
Am I supposed to stop the call? Is it just us left?
Yeah, but it's going to stop when the timer runs out.
Oh, wah, wah.
Unless we start again, because it's so fun.
What up, Lucy?
Hi, Lucy.
Say hi. She's like, hi.
Hi.
Well, that's a nice hi, Jamie.
No, it's about her bedtime, huh? Oh, there it ended.